the application to combine geo and non-part, even though any application like you, if you are online customer provider, service provider, if you are transportation service provider, or you bank or insurance or anywhere, they need you their customer or their services where they're located. That's why the geo part nowadays is complex and it's demanding, more demanding. That was the idea. I will try to share with you to the all the possibility to how you can come together. How can did you really flexible and professional developments with this way? That's the idea to take it. Even though yes, it's not completely done, or we need to know. I need to do more. Just follow my channels, and then you can get it really clear idea how can you do to combine, or how can you do the more geo specific tasks. So let's, our non-geo part is done, partially geo part, and then we can go our the controller. So our map controller part, there is no model anymore. So controller part, so map controller, these two controller. So our all controller is there. So this is the map controller. That means our map controllers has own controllers. Even though this definition is the same, defined already in the buildings controller, in the plot controllers, and address and the geometry data controllers. But we need the different controllers to really customize or to make a template to call our different maps services from OpenStreetMap, from Google's, or from GeoServer. That's why that's the idea. So you see the GeoServer, the request mapping is to the GeoServer, and show the information from GeoServer information. You see that exactly the calling this one and redirect the map information, show the geo information from the address, register address, and then you plot your geometry informations, and this is the create address and addition informations and edit address, and the same thing is a plot the geometry controller. So map controller, no, sorry, this is map controller, only this two map call. So how does it look like into the view page? So the view page is look like here. So you see the our GeoServer map control call and Geo application control call, and this is OpenStreetMap view, and then Leaflet and OpenStreetMap view 2 because of need, and then this one. So let's see, have a close look, and that's one of them. And so just what we did, we just use here our OpenStreetMaps JavaScript library and our respective our CSS files, external CSS files, and this is our CSS call, and we just we initialize functions, we projected the function projection, we said the project international, the standard projections, the Google we need it because for this case we use the all functionalities from the all combination of the applications. So if I go there, as we see that it's the combination of the Google Maps and this is the default is OpenStreetMap, and then here the Google Maps. Is it go there? So is it okay? No, maybe we can load it because it does in Germany there is some restriction to load. When you try to load it the Google Maps, you need to set some restrictions. So it's coming. You see the restrictions. We put it in the restriction because Google has a really constraint in to building something. So we look all the Google Maps as like different type of hybrid maps, satellite maps, and then so on so forth, terrain maps. You can go to there, and these all things you can put it here. That's why he has a call like Google Maps, and then you can put it even though in the Google Map you can put it here your informations in the overlaying information. I'll show you how is it how the server, the GeoServer is in configure our files, our data, our geo data, and then we call the GeoServer. We start the GeoServer. You see the GeoServer is started every interaction is there. So when you call something, GeoServer give you the history of the record. That means you need to install the GeoServer, and you need to configure your GeoServer, and then you need to define your all services that you need. So here you see that every service. So it's service 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 GeoServer is service you need to define in GeoServer. And that's I need to implement it, or that's I need to talk to this one. That's just like what combination in the Google Maps and then the OpenStreetMap and then your overlay maps, their application layers. So that's the things. So here is our call, and this is our standard transformation from WGS 84 1984, and this is the spherical coordinate position system for the Googles, and we set our central coordinate because this is important. You need to take care. This is the important central points. So when your application started, load the information from the maps, load the maps from the Google or from OpenStreetMap where the central population is focusing these center points. So we are in Bangladesh, and this transformation is a projection system is transformed from the EPSG from EPSG to the EPSG 900 930 913, and then the position is there, and then this is the Google hybrid maps and street maps, satellite maps, and terrain maps, even though we can take only one of them depending what the client would like to see, or depending what license level you have with the Googles. That depend on the your specifications, completely depend on the your license agreement. So here is the most important part. You see, I am calling WMS service, a new OpenStreetMap service, and this is our level of information. So Bangladesh road network information, you see the Bangladesh road network information, this level information, and then here is the call. So this is the HTTP call, and this is the local server. The GeoServer is installed into the local in here, and then you have the port. I changed the default port like 8080, change it to the 777, and then this is your GeoServer, and this is your applications into the configure into the GeoServer. That's I need to show you how is it done. So this is the WMS service, and you can, even though WFS service you can call it, but this has more functionalities. And this is the layers, most important. This is exactly the really standard structure. You have to be follow that one. There's I didn't find any alternatives to do properly, but this is the standard one and professional one. So we call transformation. Transparent means in the background maps has to be show is transparent true, and then this is the format of the image or JPG when it's like tiling the maps. So when you call the GeoServer and you tile the maps. So this is the survey, one of the service call. Here's here's a road call. This is a primary road calls. It's exactly the same service running, and this is the name of the layers is different. So the primary roads and all things same, and this is Dhaka city roads, and then so on and so forth. And this is all exactly same. Just difference is if you have this is the workspace and the layers name. That's the GeoServer has to be. I have to be show you detail how is it works and how is configured. So the same thing happening here, same thing, nothing special. You see the difference is here. So we define here. So it is different workspace from the GeoServer. Where your layers is located, you need to define your workspace, then colon, that's the semicolon, and then you put it your layer names, and that works, and then you put it here. So all the respective call, and this is the basic GeoServer functionalities, the vectors, your recording vectors call, and you add to the maps. That means all maps objects add layers. Very simple. All the layers that you define here. So add layers. That's add layer that, add layer that. So add layers. You can put it add layers and then put it list of maps, a list of layers names. That still works. So this is the vectors, and then all the maps controls. The control means zooming, zoom out, and then mouse over, mouse positions, and editing bar, and default your key settings, your left right key settings, and depending on the central point and zooming points, and you load the we define our functions and JavaScript functions here. even though you can put it in these functions in different JS files. I will show you how is it